Would you do it?
No.
No.
I mean, depends on what I would be doing on it.
I guess
1 minute.
Because
versus
I'm not
judging versus
like
performing.
one of those people that's like, oh, I'm so pure. It's like, no, if it's something that can put me in front of people, yeah. The 1 minute thing, no, that's ridiculous. That's stupid.
You wouldn't tell a one good joke?
No, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that part.
Okay.
You do it, Wilfred?
I think so.
I would sit on
Wilfred,
as
you
on a
sellout.
panel,
I don't.
but I wouldn't do the 1 minute
I
thing.
don't
You
have
do a
much of a
panel.
backbone, so I think I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They rip you to shreds.
Oh,
You go up there. Hi,
I mean,
Tony.
It's
Yeah.
fucking.
they rip me to shreds, and then next thing you know, I'm selling out shows for a year.
No.
how
They have
People
to
do
love
sell
you.
out shows.
But there
Yeah.
are people. No, there are people that have been like torn apart, and then they become Kill Tony legends.
Yeah, but see, I don't. What a roll of the die. What a
Yeah.
crapshoot.
yeah.
And I don't know if I could take the criticism.
Oh, really?
If I went
Yeah.
up there and did okay, like mediocre,
And then,
And
he
then they're
shits
like-
on you.
that was fine.
Oh, this is New York comedy.
Yeah, I'd be like, just shut up, Tony. Just throw spit on him.
For me, that's the part of it I can't even stand because like I remember the first time I saw Burr on it, he hated it. He hasn't done it ever since because
Sure,
you know
yeah.
he just was being kind. They invited him, so he went to do it.
Who was
and it's
this?
like Bill Burr.
Oh yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
this is just Tony Hinchcliffe being a cunt to young comedians.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Who the fuck are you?
and the idea is to get like sideshows.
Yeah.
Sideshow acts, and it's always like some girl with big tits in a wheelchair, and then
What
like,
episode is this? Can you specifically? I just want to see what these stupid acts are.
Yeah.
Oh
I want to
God.
see only that example though.
Mhm. What if we did that for our podcast?
Yeah,
We only interviewed women with giant titties.
that honestly we would be
And
a
if we
hit.
never bring it up or ever say anything,
we would
about
be
it.
a hit.
Yeah, we would.
Well,
be
there's a
hit.
woman who does it. She's a woman with giant titties, and she just interviews comedian, and they all look at her cleavage while she's interviewing them.
Oh, what's her face? The It's a Date.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she's on.
Isn't she
Tom
Austin?
Segura's podcast or something like that? Like he's got a network. She's on his network.
She's on that network. Oh,
He's convinced a bunch of comedians to do it. I've seen Norman there. You
Yeah.
know, Norman is fucking crazy, so he can't stop looking at her tits the whole interview.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Yeah, we'll do that, Wilfred.
All right.
But we'll never look at them or mention them. But they gotta be out
They
for the
got-
viewers.
They got to be out, and then we just talk about Asian politics like we normally do.
Okay, I want to get in on that. What is it that you're mad about? Sorry, I
Oh yeah.
do intros, but I
No,
kind of wanted to.
oh yeah. This is TJ. Democracy Now! Is the podcast.
That's
you're-
your intro? Terrible.
It's more important that we mention TJ.
Yeah,
said
thank
it
you.
so
Thank you. I'm
quickly.
happy. Very happy to be mentioned on
Yes.
Democracy Now!
TJ's here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of
Yeah.
course. Thanks for doing Democracy Now!
Sorry,
I'm not embarrassed.
I forget that we have to give the audience time to clap at home
Yeah, they gotta-
when
yeah.
we say his name.
They have to get excited knowing that start enjoying it.
TJ is we used to do a podcast together.
Yeah.
What happened to that one?
Same
Raw
thing that
beef.
happens to every single
We
podcast.
just
It
faded.
fizzled out?
Just
Yeah.
kind of fizzled
Our
out.
podcast fizzled out.
Schedules, you know.
It's the only podcast that failed.
I can't imagine.
yeah.
I've never had a podcast fizzle out.
Yeah, and then TJ's an ally of the Asians because he's Haitian,
Yeah.
and they started eating cats and dogs.
Oh
us.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know how that fell onto Haitians' laps instead of you guys. Everybody knew that was your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our thing.
It's just,
But-
I mean,
Turns out you guys are frying them up faster than us.
no, it was just very convenient politically. So they're like, you know what? How about we just say them? And
What
then
was-
people bought into it.
Are Haitians coming into the U.S. at in high numbers?
Not that high of a numbers, but what happened was in Springfield, where that rumor came from, Biden had a program where countries that are going through hardships, I think it was Haiti, Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
two others in South America and the Caribbean, where
Just
they
the
would
countries
allow,
where the government has really flipped
yes,
over.
where you can get murdered at any moment.
Sure.
And I think there was a factory in Springfield that specifically needed people because it was almost failing, and they're like, we need labor.
Yeah, and he hired a bunch of
And
Haitians.
they used that program that Biden had, be like, let's bring a bunch of Haitians here. Those are immigrants who want to work,
Sure.
and they can help save that part of the town.
Uh-huh.
And that's what happened. And a bunch of, I think, it was somewhere between 8 to 12,000 Haitians that were in Springfield.
Okay.
And I think the locals started to feel weird about it. It's like, even though
Sure,
people were
yeah.
helping their economy, they just are like, this.
Which Springfield is this again?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, animosity started to, you know, and people
Yeah.
started rumors.
2 people's dog go missing, and then
Right.
Like,
And all of a sudden, somebody said they even saw a Haitian eating a goose in the park. And it's like, well, why would you have free geese in the park? That's, you can't blame an immigrant for being like, why is this goose just hanging out in the park?
yeah.
They're eating
I
our
have this
damn
hardcore
geese.
factory job. I need food. I don't
Yeah.
have money yet. So,
Everyone from Haiti's like, they just look at food, I guess.
right. It's like,
let
you have
food
free food in the park.
walk
Don't be mad
around.
at people for that.
Just
You're like, no, it's got to be wrapped in plastic first. Then you eat it. You don't just eat the unwrapped
Yeah, so
stuff.
it became this thing, and Vance got on it, and then Trump ran with it, and then it's fucking insane.
Yeah, how did the dog and cat thing start? Was there did somebody be like, oh, I don't know. Was there like a bunch of dogs go missing and someone's like,
So
I'm sure
I
it's
think
2 dogs. I'm sure it just
there
like-
was a story about some lady who said someone ate her cat.
oh.
And it turns out the person that ate her cat was like an African American, a black person in America.
Oh.
And then it got mixed up
TJ
with,
obviously has thoughts
and
about
they said he was Haitians. And they
Yeah.
were just like, let's just run away with Haitians because we already hate that there's so many Haitian immigrants in our part of town. So we're just going to use that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
pretty wild.
Is this it? Alexis Farrell? 27-year-old woman in Canton, Ohio, arrested for eating a cat in front of neighbors.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Damn it, she's Asian.
Yeah, that name.
she Asian?
That name is not
no,
Haitian at all.
No, she's black. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, she's just a black American. But
Yeah.
when I would joke about this on the stage, because the rumor is not completely unfounded. Because, you know, I don't want to lie for a joke, because there are people in Haiti who eat cats. It's a delicacy.
Cats is a delicacy.
Yes.
Have you had it?
No, I've never had it.
I wonder what is it. It can't be tender. It's got to be stringy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it tastes like, but there are people like rednecks who once in a while they'll eat a cat.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My
You know what
buddy
I-
in China, so I posted that clip of Gus talking about eating dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And my buddy in China was saying that horse and donkey are delicious.
Oh.
In Kazakhstan, they love horse. It's a big part of their diet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They eat horse?
Mm-hmm.
See, that seems...
They even drink the milk, which sounds
Ugh.
much
That-
grosser than
strange.
the meat, but they drink horse
I
milk.
suppose. I guess the French also eat horse.
Yeah, but like on a very much smaller level.
Yeah,
but
it's very
Kazakhstan,
small.
that's just what they do.
I've had camel milk.
Huh.
You sure it wasn't chamomile tea?
It was very watery.
That's why it's good to have dumb comedians
It was
for nice zingers like this.
What is this, chamomile or camel milk?
Where did you have camel milk?
I went to some like Egyptian like kind of a bodega in Seattle.
Oh,
And
okay.
it cost me $11 for like a little thing like this.
Could you taste the difference?
Yeah, it was like a touch
Is it
like
gritty?
nuttier.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it sandy?
That could be worth trying, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Was there
Jeff.
sand in it?
Maybe here's the thing, Jeff.
What?
I would be embarrassed if I booked like a smart person on the podcast,
Uh-huh.
and then I just had you asking these questions.
I lighten the mood.
I've got Neil
educated.
deGrasse Tyson here and have Jeff.
Yeah.
Just-
Last night I had the at that weird show at a white family
Uh-huh.
in the front row from Haiti.
Oh,
Whoa.
Mhm.
Like-
Yep, from Port-au-Prince.
Where was the show?
It was in Manhattan.
Times Square.
Is
Like
yeah.
when you say white, do you mean white, or they were like mixed people?
Old white people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They said it was back in the, when did they say, the 60s or 70s? It was
That
a while
they,
ago.
That they moved to Haiti, or they've okay.
They moved from Haiti in the 60s or 70s?
They moved I think two in there for a while. Like the one lady was like in her 50s and she was like, yeah, I grew up in Haiti.
Oh,
Because
Oh,
of my
interesting.
parents.
yeah,
They
yeah,
moved to Haiti.
that's a thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are white people doing over there?
That's what I was wondering.
Just running shit like
Just
they
trying
do
to,
everywhere.
Trying to bring it back to the old days.
Make Haiti great again, the way
Yeah.
we liked it. You know?
Well, France fucked up Haiti real bad.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
after the riot, or was it the riots,
revolution.
the revolution, then France put a huge debt and tax on them.
Yeah, they basically made Haiti pay for having won their independence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they made them pay
Yeah,
for it.
you
And
destroyed our armies and shit, so here's how much money.
And
the-
isn't that why you guys still have not bounced
it's
back?
it's still a big part of it because it's like, and the reason, like, it shouldn't have happened, but other countries went along with it. Be like, well, we're not gonna
Who agreed to
do
it?
business with you guys unless you pay that money
Oh.
into France. Because if you're a
Yeah.
brand new country, you don't have much going on. You need the help of other countries
Sure, yeah.
to get on your feet. And they were like, nope, we're not doing this with you unless you pay it to France. So they were like, all right, fine. So they paid it,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it's been.
I think they're
been
still in debt, aren't they? Or did they get
Yeah.
out?
technically still in debt. I mean, lately, I remember this movement started when I was in middle school. There's been this movement
What's
of
the name?
reparations,
Uh-huh.
where it's the money has been converted to today's dollars, and it's about $21 billion that we're supposed
That's
to get back from
crazy.
France. And
Oh, in reparations.
yeah, because that money we paid
Oh.
them. We're like, we want to get that money back.
Oh,
But
man, their interest
probably-
rates are
prob-
crazy, huh?
Oh, the French are
Probably not going to
crafty.
happen.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
sleeps on the French, but they're
Yeah, the
crafty.
French have ruined a lot of countries,
Mhm.
a lot more countries than people would think. Yeah.
You know what they do in West Africa? They make them all use France's currency,
yeah.
so then that France can control a lot of like their economy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they make them still use the franc.
Huh.
Screws
Interesting.
them all out of a lot of oil money and uranium. France uses a lot of uranium. I'm out on the French.
Oh, really?
I'm out.
Have
on
you
it.
ever been?
Nope, never been.
Have you?
Yeah, I've done shows there. Like,
Oh, yeah, you have.
yeah, one time I
recently
did
you
this
did it.
tour called the Reparations Tour. I just wanted to, because the thing about it is a very weird thing, because there's a part of me that feels very close to French culture. I mean, just because I
Sure.
grew up with so much of it.
Yeah.
So you feel it's conflicting. It's like, I'm Haitian, I'm supposed to hate this, but there's a part of it that I don't hate. I like some of the
You feel a little bit
Frenchness.
more at home, probably a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm in France, I'm like, I see parts of Haiti in France, which makes sense because I'm like, we built our model after their model.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why it's like this. I'll see like little streets. I'm like, oh, that's why we built our streets this way. When I was a kid, there was a little song, the songs that children have, and it's Sur le pont d'Avignon, like basically on the bridge of Avignon, and we would sing that all the time as children in Haiti. And there's not one bridge in Haiti called Avignon.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck did this song come from? And then in 2019, I went to France and did a tour. And then I was on the train from Paris to Marseille. And I went by Avignon on the train. And I was like, this is where this fucking town has been the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is crazy.
And that
Just
was
little like leftover moments of colonialism
Sure,
that
yeah.
you find out. This
Just
is
trickled
insane.
in?
Yeah.
See, I got messed with a French guy once, and I'm out on all of them now.
It's wild.
French guy tried to take my hat, and I'm like, I hate all of them.
Oh, really? When was
yeah,
this?
it was years ago. He was
Oh,
drunk on
okay.
a train. I was sitting there, and he tried to take my hat off my head.
Off your head.
Off my head.
Oh.
I was wearing my hat, and I was kind of stoned at the time. And so I grabbed my hat real quick, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I just want to wear your hat. He's all French, and I was like, I hate French people now.
That's I was talking with Pat Bertrand. There's a comedian who he's like, I'm done with that guy because he tried to take Pat's glasses off his face,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like, you know what? Never again am I hanging out with that guy.
I mean, one small infraction, you're
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
TJ, you're very forgiving.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think that's something about, I don't know if it's American, but there's a sense of, because sometimes I'll do stuff like that to people just because it's just fun, but it's people
Yeah.
that I'm close with. But some
Absolutely.
people have a sense of like very strict personal space
Yeah.
where there's certain ways you don't play with them. Is that
There's
how
cer-
it feels for you guys?
With you,
Like taking glasses off your head? and
I
it's like-
usually don't care if you're my friend.
Yeah.
Like the other day,
But a stranger, that would be weird.
Oh,
Sure.
stranger, no way. An acquaintance, maybe.
What's the level of knowing the person where you feel like that's fine?
We gotta have
Been to each other's
We gotta have
houses?
texted at least a few times.
Okay, text.
Oh, I might say been to each other's houses.
Okay.
I like that.
Well, I mean, the other day, I was on a show with Mike Rowland, and I gave him a fake nut tap.
What the hell? You don't do that.
I've never been. To
Okay,
his
I feel
house.
like that's a different level from taking a guy's hat
Yeah.
off. No?
Threatening his nuts.
Just a little nut
It's
tap?
I didn't actually hit it.
Oh, you
You just
okay.
wanted to let him know
You're
you
like,
could.
your
That.
nuts
Get
look
outta
attractive
here.
today. What if I
Yeah.
touched your nuts today?
Yeah,
The hell's wrong with you?
And how did he react?
we're buddies, so we've been.
So it strengthened the bond that you
I
guys
don't. I don't think it strengthened the bond.
Yeah.
like your nuts have been in my hands now. We're
I don't
homies.
I don't think
forever.
we. It's not like we did ayahuasca together. and
Unbelievable.
we went through a spiritual experience.
So
No.
wait, he's there and you just approach him like, oh, hey, Mike, and pretend to hit him in the nuts?
Yeah.
Is this like a dominance thing?
No.
Just want to let him know who's in
I'm
charge.
the alpha in this conversation. Put your nuts
Yeah.
in my hand.
If I wanted to, I could have. Wilfred, you're such a bully.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's too close.
No, I think
Americans have a very big gap, bubble gap.
Yeah, I think. Well, Europeans are closer, where they talk closer, and
Yes, definitely.
We're the furthest talkers.
Definitely.
Average at 14 inches.
that must be why we're the loudest, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because we're so far away from each other. Because everybody else
Yeah.
around the world is like 12 and under. They get real close.
Okay, here's one that I had, and that one had race involved in it, which was weird to me because I'd never heard that phrase up until that point. But I remembered years back, I did the show. I was producing the show, so it felt good because the show went great. And at the end of it, I was just hanging out with the comedians, taking pictures, and a black comedian. I'll say his name because it's not a bad story. Kareem Green, like Brooklyn guy,
Love
hardcore.
Kareem. Yeah.
And we're just having fun taking pictures. And Mendy was about to take a picture, and I jumped on his back to take the picture with him.
Oh, okay.
Just being a fun little boy. And then he goes, hey, man, why are you always doing this white boy shit? And a part of me was like, what? Just expressing joy in
Yeah.
America has been co-opted by white people?
not-
That's white
You're
boy
not
shit?
allowed to just
Yeah.
have fun?
Wait till it's allowed once Kendrick Lamar puts it in a song, but until then, it's
Yeah, that was
not.
my first time. Be like, that's what it feels like to be like a hardcore black person in America. You can't just have little fun moments like that because
No
that's
fun or
white
joy.
people stuff. I was deeply
does that mean
upset
that-
by that.
So, does that mean that they're not having fun when white people aren't around?
I
Or
don't
they're-
know,
they're
or
not-
they just have a different
they're
kind
not
of fun,
doing
or
that
whenever
kind of
some.
fun.
I feel like there's also a part of it where whenever something happens that you don't do in your culture, then it's white people shit. It's other, and the other immediately is white people.
One of the last nut taps that I received was
What
from a
about?
black guy.
Huh? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In high school, Miguel
Oh, it's
Cheatham,
high school, though.
Yeah.
still
yeah.
a black human being.
Yeah, but
Right.
high school nut tapping was all over the
Right.
So we-
Everybody was not tapping
Yeah.
in high school.
post 30.
Because I went to
Yeah,
we went to
yeah.
an all boys school, right?
Oh, for sure.
And I think I told you the story where we got in trouble because we were nut tapping too much. Did I tell you this story?
I think so. What was it?
So we were doing too much nut tapping. We were the senior, and this was my senior year, and it got to the point where some kid, I think a freshman, had to go to the hospital because he got tapped too hard. So then we were on the news for nut tapping, and then we had to have a school assembly where the dean of discipline was like, "You guys got to stop doing this."
Yeah.
Then after that assembly was over, I remember walking out of the classroom that it was an English class, but it was a classroom where we held English. And Miguel Cheatham just tapped me in the nuts one last time.
One farewell.
Just one for the books.
Yeah,
So is that why you still do it today
yeah, because I feel like it's
as a grown man?
yeah.
But do you think you do
I
it?
miss it.
You do it to somebody that you feel some sort of affection towards, like you
Yeah,
like them. You're like,
yeah.
okay, I'll not.
Like me and
you know.
Mike Rowland have
Yeah.
we've done moving jobs together. We've been
So
through.
you close.
we
Got
are
it.
close.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah.
Fair enough.
No nut taps after 30. Those are my.
You're missing out.
Not even joke nut taps.
You're missing out.
No.
How do you feel about a light jumping on your back? Because you're happy, you're having fun.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think after 30,
What about
you
a
shouldn't
pat
have
on-
to worry about your testicle safety.
What about a pat on the
Fair enough.
ass?
Fair enough.
A pat on the ass?
Yeah.
Fine. I'm just saying, after 30, I'm trying to, you know.
So you just want
we're
to
trying to have
protect
kids,
like
maybe.
Oh, okay.
You
So
know?
you're thinking about possible
future.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't have guys nut tapping when I'm trying to, you know, in a few years thinking about procreating.
Yeah,
After
fair enough.
30, no, the nuts are off. Not even a feign.
Not even a feint.
No,
Oh,
Wilfred,
yeah.
don't even
All right.
pretend to smack my little testicles.
I
Little-
feel like
they
now
are
there's
little,
a
though.
challenge. At some point, you got to nut tap him.
Oh, absolutely.
No way.
That'll
yeah.
be good for the podcast.
Next time we go upstate,
Yeah?
you're getting tapped.
You better not. I'm trying to have children with these nuts. If I get infertile after this nut tapping, I go to the doctors like, you can't have kids. I'm like, it was fucking Wilfred.
I
Your
don't think
doctor's
it's
like,
that
"Did you get
simple. But
tapped?"
okay.
Did you get tapped recently?
Yeah. He goes, your nuts are all bruised and they can't produce.
Yeah. Seems like there's an imprint of a back of a hand on you.
Could be, you know?
Yeah, I don't think the ability to have children, which is one of the core features of our evolution, would be so easily removed by like a light tap. There wouldn't be any people left.
No, after 30,
That'd
nuts
be
are very sensitive. Cavemen would be dead by now.
Yeah.
Teen nuts can bounce back.
Sure.
Those things could take a beating. I remember that.
I don't know, but those are just in development.
Yeah, but they're like...
It's
they're-
like smoking weed at such a young age. You
They're-
don't want you don't want it to not develop fully.
No, but it's like when babies are born and you can kind of drop them because they're like watery and liquidy kind of in the beginning.
Sure, yeah, okay.
They're built to be dropped.
They're resilient.
Yes, that's how teen
Yeah.
nuts
Teen balls are resilient.
are. they're like fresh babies.
Sure. Because they just dropped.
Right, so they can
yeah,
take...
They can handle it.
yeah, they can handle a capital
Building
of Thailand
strength.
question.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because we had those, and then we had kidney punches.
Oh,
Kidney
that's-
punches.
That's crazy.
You didn't go through a kidney punch
No.
phase?
No, we didn't have. I mean, I went to an all boys school, and boys' games, it's almost like they want to be as close to real violence as possible without being violent. There's just something about that. Like, we used to play this game called No Man Standing in my high school, all boys, and basically somebody has to declare no man standing. It doesn't matter if you heard it or not.
Okay.
And from that moment on, it's game on. If anybody sees you standing, you get tackled and fall to the fucking ground.
Oh,
That's cool.
They would give you a serious, like, football tackle.
Sure, yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, but people used to get injured from that game. It's
Yeah.
pretty serious.
We used to have this in the gym. The bathroom had no windows or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when you turn off the lights, it's just complete black. And they would flip off the lights and just brawl.
Wow.
Whoa. Oh, my God. So much
Yeah.
violence.
Boys are so
Yeah.
insane.
Wow.
You got to get it out.
Yeah, it's just the demons we got in your body.
Yeah.
Like, basically, your nuts. Everything goes
Yeah.
back to the nuts.
The devil is in my wrist.
All that cum that's
wants it
starting to build up in your body is turning you into a violent teenager. You
Yeah.
got to find a way to
If it's either I beat off
purge it.
or I hit Michael Rowland in the nuts.
Yeah, you go to... Uh-oh. Wilfred, go beat off. Go to the bathroom, beat off right now.
Yeah, go to the bathroom at UCB and beat off.
Go beat... You're too violent right now. You need to calm down. About to punch me in my kidneys.
Yeah.
You guys never had... We'd have to protect our backs with our elbows.
No.
Because somebody would sneak up behind you, they go, kidney punch. They'd punch you in the kidneys, and you'd be like, oh, and you'd go down because
We had nut
somebody
taps
found out it hurts.
until that assembly, and then after that, we immediately started doing the salmon, where you go behind.
What's the salmon?
You
Oh,
go
do you land
behind
the
someone and
legs?
then you slap their thighs.
Oh, but that doesn't sound like it hurts. Like,
No, it's not as violent because
it's
I
just fun.
it's just a fun thing to do, and it's
Yeah.
like you kind of
White people. do it.
get them.
Yeah, that one might be white people shit. I'm not sure I get it.
That sounds pretty white.
Like, you just the salmon, you just tap
Here,
the
stand
back
up,
of the.
stand up.
you're gonna
Okay.
you're gonna salmon
All
them?
right,
Yeah.
let me get my.
So it's like, and then you're not just that.
Oh, okay. I guess that's adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty adorable.
it's cute.
Did you do the
Yeah.
ending of it too, Wilfred?
Oh,
You like that?
Well, there's one where you
Do that one.
Okay. Stand up.
All right, we're trying all kinds of salmon today.
I'm not actually gonna do it.
He's gonna let you. You gotta grab the
Oh, I'm
handful.
down. I'm ready for the experiment. Anything for the podcast,
I
baby.
did
DJ
use-
loves white people shit.
I did used to do this thing where I would go underneath someone's legs and I just grab the fabric of their crotch. Because that is it really like throws you astray.
You'd grab the fabric of their crotch?
You grab just the fabric.
Wilfred, I never knew anybody that did this one.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Sounds like that one is Wilfred's.
I mean,
that's a personal one.
He's the only one that did
That's
it.
his love
I was
of
like, come on,
people's
guys.
genitals.
Yeah. We're all doing this, right?
I call this the fabric pinch. Wilfred, get away from me. You're so horny. I love
Yeah.
it, Wilfred.
Yeah. They wouldn't let me beat off.
Were you about to get out your laptop for advice questions?
We can do that.
Was that how I saw you moving
Oh, you guys have
towards?
advice questions?
We do advice sometimes.
Oh, nice.
But I did want to talk because we're still trying to figure out we're gonna pivot this podcast
Okay.
to something cool.
Okay, cool.
Something cool and
Oh, yeah.
groundbreaking.
Nice.
And then one of the things that we were talking about was talking about like interracial relationships.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right? That was a and TJ is in one
Yeah.
with an Asian.
Oh.
I don't
My
know.
girl is Indian.
I don't consider him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
but
see,
that's
see.
why
Yeah, you did the quote.
How the jungle Asians are hating on the real Asians, you know?
Mhm.
the real, come on, those aren't us.
Indian girlfriend.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
hottest people. In my
Indians are
opinion.
beautiful.
I say
Indians. Well, the thing is, I was just talking to my girlfriend about that.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of strange that India is a country
how so?
because there's so many. It just doesn't match. There's so many different parts of India where people do things so differently. Where there's like a bunch of countries that are inside of India. Because, in America, you just think of Indians. But my girl is Bengali. So you have the Bengalis think they're the best Indians. And then you have the Gujaratis. They think they're the best Indians. Like, and they all look down on the other. Because that's what people do to their neighbors.
How big is India as a
Like,
geographically?
it's India is maybe the size of the U.S. or smaller.
Yeah, it's
India
around the
is
same
pretty
size.
big.
Yeah, it's around the same size. Do you know, was she in the caste system?
We had so much fun this Thanksgiving.
Really?
'Cause I went to Thanksgiving with her family.
Slightly more than 1/3 of the size of the U.S.
Slightly more, see? Oh, then 1/3.
Oh, it's smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's still pretty big because America is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for Thanksgiving, we're just having dinner and conversation. At some point, there was a lull in the conversation. So I was like, so what caste is everybody from?
You said that to her whole family?
What caste is it?
And it was so funny because they all were kind of shocked by it because it's just one of those things. It's kind of like asking people how much money do you make a year.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to bring it up. It's like a shameful part of their, but it's there. You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
part of,
It is very interesting.
yes, and it's purely racism.
Yeah.
And it's just, if you from the lighter skins, you're generally gonna be top 3 caste, like the merchants, the priests, the Brahmin. I can't remember all the Indian names for them, but there's basically
Oh, okay.
yeah, it goes from you got high positions in society,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to the points where those are servants and those are almost slaves that are
Yeah.
at the very bottom of
The
it.
Untouchables.
The untouchables.
I
That's
know
the-
about those.
Yes.
So Brahmins at the top, highest caste,
Yes.
consisting of priests and teachers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Teachers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The
Not over here.
Kshatriyas?
Kshatriyas. Yeah.
Kshatriyas?
Yeah.
Rulers and warriors who protect the Brahmins. Is this still applicable though?
Not on paper, but in people's minds, there's still a distinction.
So if
between-
there's a priest, you're like, oh wow, that's the coolest guy.
right.
Okay.
Oh, is it from maybe it's from family lineage too? Like my great grandpa was a warrior protector.
There is
So
that
we
too.
belong to that.
Yeah. Okay. And the Vashyas,
Yeah.
traders, farmers, and moneylenders.
Those are the Jews.
I was
the
just
Jews
about-
of India.
Yeah.
The Indian Jews.
Uh-huh. And Dalits, that considered the lowest caste, associated with occupations considered ritually impure.
Yeah, those would be the untouchables, I guess.
Oh.
So what's an impure occupation?
Probably
You
like,
clean bathrooms.
yeah, dirty stuff.
Yeah, just anything that's dirty.
Garbage man, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Comedian?
Comedian, probably.
Edgelord comic?
Yeah. What are you talking about? We're like Brahmins. We're like priests.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we are the philosophers.
Yeah, we're modern day philosophers.
Oh, I hate when comedians say that. It's so ridiculous.
So what did they say? What caste systems? Did anybody answer?
Eventually, after we got past of the discomfort of it, we kind of funnily talked about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Were they all the same, or is anybody like?
No,
low?
one of the cousins is from the highest one.
Oh.
She's from the priest one, and then my girl's family, they're from the one below that, I think. They're like
Interesting.
merchants.
So it's not. So the cousin, I guess, is that a first cousin?
Yes, but it's because of her dad.
Her dad was a priest. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
her dad came from that caste, so I think she automatically has that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I've always wondered how, and they can just tell. You said by skin color mainly, like light skin.
Yes, generally lighter
Lots
skinned
of
Indians tend
colorism.
to be. Yeah, that's
Ah.
the industry of colorism in India is insane.
Yeah, they have these
the kind of creams they sell. to
fair
you.
and lovely.
Really?
Yeah,
They
billions of dollars.
same thing in Philippines.
Yeah,
Ah.
a lot of Koreans do the same thing. Nigerians do. All people do that stuff.
We just want to
everywhere.
look
It's
like
pretty wild.
your milky skin.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, my her boyfriend's an Indian guy, and I wanted to ask that question so bad.
Now you know what to do next Thanksgiving. Just ruin the vibe.
Man, I was just like, I wonder. Because it's also a big problem at like Facebook and Google too, because they hire a lot of Indian
That's right.
tech people, and they won't work together if they're from
Yes.
different castes.
Oh.
And they're like,
Yes.
fucking stop it.
Yes.
They're
Yeah, I've heard about that too. Yeah.
Talk to your manager.
What? So is there colorism like that? Well, not to the. It's probably not as clearly delineated like that.
Mhm.
But does that happen in Haiti as well?
Oh yeah, I think most black countries have it. Any countries where you have shades, it's gonna happen because I think So what people who are very educated will tell you is that colorism is just white supremacy. It's white people created it.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think that's true. What I've found is that there's human beings are fucked up.
Yeah.
And in people's minds, there's this weird ideal that you want to look for. Because people that are too white, that are too pale, are trying to become a little bit. And
Yeah.
then people that they feel they're too dark, they're trying to be lighter because they want that sweet spot.
The Kardashians.
So my
Yes.
thought about it is that I don't think it's racism or white supremacy. I think it's just it's hard to make everyone a human that you interact with.
Right.
And so you gotta break
Box
people
them
down,
somewhere. Yeah.
put them into a box, so that way you don't have to break them down to a full human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're like,
Just
okay,
compartmentalizing to
yeah,
make your life easier.
that's a caramel looking guy.
Right.
So he's that type of person.
Yes. And the reason primarily I don't think it's necessarily just white supremacy or white people is because colorism exists in countries where there was never any colonization by white people. So where did it come from? Like, why are Koreans trying to be lighter? They weren't colonized by Western countries.
You can't say Western culture though, the influence of Western culture.
But they were doing it way before they even got to know who Western people are.
Oh,
That's
like
what I'm
before They
saying.
ran into the.
Exactly. Like in India, before the
Portuguese.
British came a long time ago, they already had a caste system based on skin color.
Yeah.
So where did they get it from?
Well, you're both wrong. It is white supremacy. I get
Says
my
the white
email
man.
every week.
We invented it.
They're like, Jeff, can you push colorism in South Bengal?
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. It is weird.
Yeah, so I guess, so if that was already there, so we're off the hook.
Yeah, you didn't bring it.
Look at that.
It's anything. It's ridiculous to me that you guys giving white people so much credit. Like other
Yeah.
people can do shit by themselves. They don't need white people to bring
But
it to them.
the easier thing to do was to delineate like
Yeah.
good and evil.
Right.
Yeah.
And so just saying, okay, this is from evil white people.
Right.
We're still good.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
the idea of like impurity as a people or as a
Mhm.
person, once you're like, it's like once a girl loses her virginity, not worth
Right.
a thing, you know?
Yeah. What a,
So
what
it's
a,
like
what
once-
a gross concept.
Once a mistake is made from a
What
people,
a, let's stay on that for a second. What a gross fucking concept. Who has ever loved a virgin? Have you ever had sex with a virgin? How annoying it is. Like,
trying to think,
I know it's
have I?
religious in nature, but Jesus Christ, why would anybody want that?
yeah. I guess like at some point I was like, because I grew up Catholic, so I was
Yeah.
like, I was caught up in like, oh, like, you know,
Yeah, if a girl's
worried
not
about
a virgin,
girl,
she's
or also
lost some value,
or just
on
like
the
worried about her
marketplace.
numbers, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Her body count?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
My wife's is off the charts.
What a crazy thing. How long you been married?
less than a year.
Yes.
Congratulations.
7 months, 6 months.
What his now? You have to give us her number. You have to say it publicly. How many men has your
I'll
wife
bleep it.
done the business with?
Oh,
Yeah. I'll bleep it out.
yeah. Thousands. What was that one lady that slept with 1,000 men in a day or something?
Yeah, and then she got pregnant.
Yeah, they just
It
came
was
out.
an OnlyFans challenge.
Something
have
like
no-
that.
Ugh.
I don't know how you like how long how many
I mean,
what's,
just run a marathon. There's so many other ways you can punish your body. Why is that the one she chose?
I mean,
I mean,
if
you know.
you run a marathon though, no one's going to hear your name.
Yeah, she's not in the news for a marathon.
Yeah, I guess so. It's easier to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A marathon is hard.
Can't
That's pretty
Google
hard.
her with just a marathon. But this.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
one guy that was in line and he said he was all excited, But he didn't think, he thought it'd be more one-on-one. He's like, it was just a group and her in the middle.
He was disappointed.
Yeah, he turned around, he
He's like, I
couldn't do
came here for private sex. Why am I in this gangbang? I don't know these guys. Who the
Yeah.
fuck are they?
How much time is that though? If you
It'd be
divide
impossible to do it privately. You can't.
And also, when do you know that you're done? Like the guy comes and then, all right, next.
Yeah, does that
Are
count
you
as
like
one
a doctor's
sex?
office? You come in, do your thing, you gone, and then next patient.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you've got about probably 60 seconds with her.
Oh, so
But
you
what
have-
if you don't
'Cause there's
come in 60 seconds?
14,000, 1,400, 1,400. They didn't all come.
Yeah, no, that is
So
it.
when do they know? How do they know it's over?
I bet it's just a timer. It's like, all right, you get to pump for 60 seconds,
Wow.
and then you get out of there.
And that counts as a sex.
Yeah, that does count as sex.
Ugh.
60 seconds of pump. That goes on the tally board.
I
towards
count that as sex.
1,000.
I count that as like 3 or 4 sexes sometimes.
Classic.
yeah. Yeah, 60 seconds. That counts. That's one. I did it.
Not a virgin.
Yeah. Neither one of us came. Now let's go to bed. We had sex. Yeah, I guess. All right. So 60 seconds of pumps.
Yeah.
I guess you get to tally. You mark your tally. Did it. Check. 1,000.
Is there still a part of you now when you hear that somebody's a virgin? You're like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I say, oh, yummy.
Yeah, Wilfred.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Pure,
Sometimes people
so
are
pure.
they're virgins for too long and it gets weird.
Oh, sure. There's like that happens so much on Reddit advice. It's like some guy who's like 28. And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. It's like I'm seeing someone, but I don't know if I tell her I'm a virgin
Oh yeah.
or whatever.
Well, I mean, a pathetic man is one thing. Mine's always been like religious
people.
Actually,
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like 32. And you're like, all right.
Actually, I just met a girl. I did this show in fucking Washington Heights. It was a bad idea to do this show.
Yeah. Did you bomb?
No, because I actually did very well, but there
Oh,
were
so it was a good idea.
two audience members.
What the fuck?
I went all the way up to
You talked to
191st.
two people?
Because
Yeah.
I didn't look into it. I was like, I got asked to do a show, and I was like, sure, I'll do it. I'm already
Did they
going to be
pay
in the
you?
city. No.
Damn. That's just a loss all the way through.
But I was like, I'm already going to be in the city because I had that show in at the Zeem Studios.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to head uptown after that.
yeah.
Went all the way to 191st. And then as I was going up there, I was like, I think this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, I should have canceled on this. I'm going in the opposite direction of my house. I've already done a spot.
Right.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But I get there. It's a variety show.
Oh god.
There's the first person's a poet.
Oh nice.
The second person is a potter,
Oh.
and she's presenting her work.
Oh.
And
This
this is still for 2 people.
This is still for two people, and the other presenters
Right.
slash
Right.
artists
So an
slash
open mic
comedians.
kinda-
You can get Chelsea on that show. Presenter pottery.
And then the first comedian was like 34, maybe, and she's very pretty actually.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah, I'm still a virgin." Like
Huh.
half of her set was about being a virgin.
Oh, I did meet a comedian recently. I was doing like some spot in a bar. Is she Asian?
Yes, that's her.
Like Taiwanese or something like that?
I didn't.
Yes.
I can't tell the
yes.
difference.
Yeah.
So wait, she
Yeah.
was waiting.
Oh,
Chri-
she is Taiwanese. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Christian-
know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Don't know what religion.
I don't know what.
If it's religious or she's just like, I'm preserving
I don't know
myself.
why she's still.
Oh, she
a
didn't
virgin.
say. Yeah, 34. That's
Yeah.
too old.
At that point, it's just, well, what are you? What's,
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you gotta have to ask what's wrong.
You're running out of time to even like get pregnant.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to worry. Didn't even have sex. To
And then
get-
now you're never gonna get good at sex because you miss
Super
all the
abstinent.
good years you could
yeah.
have practiced.
Yeah.
You're
But
not
you didn't
gonna
find
start
out.
practicing at 35.
And every guy, now she's gonna have sex with guys that are her age. They're getting soft at.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
she's
at a
ruined her
rapid
good
speed.
whole years.
Oh
She
yeah.
has,
Good
uh,
luck.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. See, after 30, it's strange to me.
Yeah.
Even with religion as a thing, unless
Yeah.
you're like a father or whatever, you're like, well, I never can. But some people are just like, oh, I'm still waiting. Like,
But then you have the aspect of, like certain like crazy parts of Islam where it's used as a reward, where you get to heaven and the whole 72 virgins.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, why is my reward 72 virgins?
what happens after
'Cause
they
First
get
of all, the number is
de-virginified?
crazy. But
So-
also the fact that they're virgins.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Is that because in that concept, that's the highest type of woman you could get, and then we're gonna give you 72 of them.
Yeah, they're
That's
pure.
the ultimate prize, just purity.
They haven't
all
been
over
ruined
you.
by
Yeah.
some douchebag.
Yeah, so I think there's a part of it that's just male competition.
I wonder if it's
Yeah.
like a cleanliness thing as well. 'Cause you're like, oh, well, someone busted in there. It's probably still stuff in there.
They're just, you can never get it all out. It's always a little
Oh,
bit
God,
still in
that
there.
sounds like that. There was a crazy story. I don't know if it was real, but she said she was like a porn star. But her thing was she would go out and fuck guys and let them come in her and go home with the cum and let her boyfriend eat it out of.
Oh,
Ew!
TJ.
What? What the hell?
TJ censored.
Oh
We're
my
censored.
god!
Yeah.
We were just talking about pure
Yeah,
virginity, and then he comes with the
We
complete
gotta
opposite.
go to the other extreme
That's
of
the
it.
complete
We gotta
opposite.
go cover both sides.
Yeah,
Yeah, so apparently that's a thing.
that's how I lost my virginity. I banged a random porn lady, and her boyfriend ate out my Jews. That's how I lost it.
But then
Yeah.
if you're the boyfriend just eating the jizz, are you still a virgin?
Yeah, I've never had sex. I only eat jizz out of vaginas. I've never had sex though.
The king of the cucks.
Yeah, I'm religious. I'm waiting. That's filthy.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, give me my 72 virgins instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
What even? That's your choice: 72 virgins or that lady.
I mean, yeah.
She had sex with 72 men, and I get to eat all that. I'm anti-Muslim. That's too much.
I'm imagining it like She puts all the jizz like when you eat Ethiopian food. There's all these different.
Wilfred.
on different parts of the.
It's like a big silver
And
platter.
you gotta do it with your hands, like
Yeah.
real Ethiopian
Oh.
food. Yeah.
My lord.
No utensils.
Wilfred, go to one of your sweet articles now.
Maybe we should. Now we should give people advice.
Yeah, get me
now that
outta
we've
here.
talked about jizz.
All right. It's funny. Like I ignored all the sex ones. There's a bunch of sex ones
Yeah.
that
Oh,
come
yeah.
up, but I usually
You
ignore
want the
those.
classy, therapeutic stuff.
Well, we just want real problems because the sex ones lead to the same stuff.
Yeah, they can get boring after a while.
My 19-year-old son started a gaming YouTube channel with my 13-year-old son, and now is making a lot of money. So the gaming channel went viral.
Oh,
and is
yeah?
now making $5,000 a month for the last 6 months.
That's pretty good.
I told him he should put money in savings for his little brother, but he refused and said it should all belong to him.
Oh.
So the 19-year-old doesn't want to pay the 13-year-old. His little brother has been one of the reasons the channel has been so successful because of his funny personality, although he is not in all the videos. However, everyone he is in are the ones that go viral.
Okay.
It's becoming a big deal in our house and causing resentment.
Well, duh. Yeah. Why doesn't the mom sit them down and be like, here's the contribution that the 13-year-old makes, and this is how you should pay him? First of all, what a douche the 19-year-old is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a little sibling rivalry. Like, I don't want to give my little brother anything.
But if he's in it,
Yeah, he's just using his dumb little brother. Maybe he thinks all the editing is work. I don't know.
19-year-old says he does all the editing. The
Yeah.
channel's in his name, and he should be the only one making money. No, that's
okay,
not
then in
fair.
that case, what if the mom tells the 13-year-old, be like, all right, since he doesn't want to pay you, don't be on the channel anymore.
Yes.
See how he does without you.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone did say have the little brother to create his own channel.
Right.
Hire someone to edit
And
it.
see who's the real star. That's how Elon Musk starts, Just
Well, I'm also wondering. So I'm assuming the 19-year-old does not live in the house.
He might.
it sounds like he does.
Yeah, I would assume.
I mean, if the mom is like, hey, you got to start saving money.
yeah.
He's not paying rent. They're both not paying rent.
Yeah, then kick him out.
That's douchey. I mean, if you're doing that to your
Okay.
brother, imagine being in business with this guy.
Sorry, I should have read the whole thing. My 19-year-old still lives at home.
Yeah?
His only bill in his car is his car payment. I'm so disappointed in the situation.
Yeah, he should give his little brother. His little brother needs to go on strike.
Yeah, and she should be his manager.
Yeah, that's...
Like,
seems
it
like
should-
a pretty... Just mom... Is that a mom or a dad? Who posted this? You don't know?
I'm assuming mom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a...
Give the kid
I think that's an
500 a
easy
month.
fix.
Yeah, I
What
honestly.
do you give him? 1,000 a month?
Well, so he's not in every video.
Okay.
So he gets a video appearance
Okay.
fee, and I think that's like $250 an appearance.
$250 an appearance.
That's what like a lot of the most successful podcasts will give you like $250 for an appearance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is DJ getting $250?
No.
Yeah, I might get him 250. No?
No.
Just here for the love of the game.
Yeah. You're paying him for his appearance, aren't you?
Okay, then in that case, since it's not an appearance fee, how about he gets paid per video because you make money on different videos.
Oh, yeah.
So if the videos that he's in, those are the ones that make money, he should get half of that and not get paid for the videos where it doesn't appear.
I don't know how. So in YouTube, does it tell you how much money you made per video?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you could break it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you should be able to break it down.
Some videos, because they go crazy viral, you make the most money from them. It's like
Yeah.
your thing on TikTok. Like one video give you a bunch of money
Yeah.
versus other videos that don't make as much money. So if the little brother is in the videos that are making the money, then pay him off of those videos. And then the ones where there's
Yeah.
a lot of solutions to this. I feel like the mom is...
I wish
Yeah.
there was a link to the channel.
I know. I want
I want
to.
to see what this channel is and how viral this little 13-year-old
Also,
kid
just
is.
YouTube
Is he chubby? I bet
is
he's
great,
chubby.
but YouTube is also pretty insane in the fact that...
Oh, so this post was deleted since I last.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
interesting.
Imagine something tragic happened. Little
Yeah.
brother comes in with a gun and she's like,
Yeah.
"Give
Yeah,
me my
he
money,
snapped.
motherfucker." Shoot the 19-year-old.
Yeah, had
last
enough.
viral YouTube video.
Pretty classic American story, I would imagine. Netflix already got the rights to the documentary. True crime.
All right, here's another one. I stream my boyfriend's Spotify at night so he gets more streams.
Oh, is this from Teresa?
Oh, that's cute. I play his podcast on repeat all the time.
I put his little pod on it when I go to bed.
No, while we record a pod, she puts in a different podcast so she doesn't have to hear us yapping. I, a 16-year-old girl, have a boyfriend, a 17-year-old, who does music and is very talented but isn't very famous. And recently he has released an album a month ago, and I started to play his page on repeat on my phone while I sleep.
Oh,
And
that's
don't know
nice.
if I'm just doing a little act with not much influence that I can keep secret to keep peace, or if I should stop or tell him.
See, this is a keeper. This is a 16-year-old doing wife moves. That's so impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it is
unbelievable.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's great. Good for you, girl.
Yeah,
But so
Teresa
she-
would never do any of that.
No, she would not. So does she? She's wondering, should she tell him
No.
or just keep doing?
I mean, she could, but there's no point. It's like a sweet thing you get to do. And then one day you let him know that this was what you were doing for him out of love. I feel like she should keep doing it now.
Okay, but what if that just leads him? So, okay, let's say it's a comedy album, right?
Yeah.
And this person actually sucks. She thinks that he's good, but he actually sucks in the real world, right?
Right.
And so wouldn't this just be leading him astray?
What? No.
Not really, because eventually the real world will have to decide if it's good or not. Because the
Yeah.
girlfriend can't decide that it's good. The girlfriend can be like, oh, I think this is good, but her listening to it is not going to give him...
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not gonna make him pop off.
Right.
So
So
he's like, I have to keep doing this. I get 8 downloads a night.
Yeah, this isn't gonna change anything.
Yeah.
Every night, somewhere.
One person can make somebody delusional. No, I gotta keep pursuing this.
yeah, but
About to-
sooner or later,
But that
reality
is the
will hit.
thing that, like, we've been to open mics for years, and there's always someone that's been around way too long that has been
Well, that's-
delusional from one person.
I mean, that's kind. I don't think that's different than just your girlfriend streaming your music on her phone.
Yeah.
An open micer that should have quit years ago is a mental illness.
Sure. Yeah, but I've also seen some of those people with, like, one supportive girlfriend or wife, and I'm like, this is a bummer for the both of you.
Well, yeah, but 16 and 17, you're fine. I mean, maybe if she's still doing
Yeah,
this and he's like
that's young
44.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no pressure to like make money or be anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think right now it's just sweet moves and just it's adorable.
He's got his 45th birthday coming up. I got to do this for my fan.
Yeah.
Whoever they are. My one fan that I've had for 30 years. Let her play his little tunes.
All right.
I'll stream your stuff, Wilfred. I'll make you pop off.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. My elderly father, 75 male, is addicted to social media, and I don't know how to tackle it.
That's funny. Old
is.
people on social media is funny.
That's why I picked this one. Prior to my mom's death,
Oh,
he used to
jeez.
spend... Hilarious, huh?
Here we go.
Hilarious, Jeff. Prior to my mom's death, he used to spend a considerable amount of time on his devices. Not excessive, but still too much for comfort. He retired about 5 years ago, and ever since all he does is spend time on his phone.
That's like my dad.
He used to be an avid reader and enjoyed going out. Now he just seems like a shell of his old self.
Well, yeah, he's depressed.
I'm scared that his phone addiction will start eating away at his cognitive abilities.
What?
This has been causing me anxiety for months on end.
Oh, grow up.
He already developed insomnia and has difficulty staying away from his phone.
See, I kind of part of me feels like this is not a problem. This guy's 75. His wife just died. He clearly needs something.
Uh-huh.
Let him enjoy social media until he doesn't need it anymore. And how much longer does he have realistically? That's like a little joy he finds after his wife is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after 70 you can do whatever you want.
Right? Like if you're 40 and you're addicted to your phone, then you got to get your life together.
Yeah, because I mean he's retired. He's not. It's not like he has to. It's
Right.
cutting into
Right.
his
Yeah, he's just
productivity.
sitting around scrolling TikTok all the time.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy. Like where I went, my parents are in the hospital now, and it's been kind of crazy. But they spend so much time on their phone listening to like Haitian TikTok, and it's just preachers and news. It's just something that makes them feel. I mean, the addiction works on all of us. It's not just for young people. Whatever those guys did to,
Sure. Yeah.
hack our brains, it
My
works
parents
for
are on
all
their
human
phones
beings.
all the time,
Yeah.
but I also don't think so. My parents, like prior to having their phones, they didn't go out much.
Right.
They're not the most social people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the one place where I could feel bad for this kid is because the dad used to do things.
Yes, and so it's like I guess you're seeing your dad like stop being as social.
Yes,
Stop.
that could be.
You're not
difficult
seeing
to
a happy
accept.
person. Also,
Yeah.
like I will say, the idea of like just someone who's hunched on their phone all day.
Yeah,
You're looking at like
it's not great.
you're worried about like Alzheimer's and all that shit happening,
Yeah,
and that's not going to help out.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
I mean,
could see that.
what's the alternative? Old people just watch TV anyways. Now they
Yeah,
just
I
watch
mean-
their phones.
Yeah, it's
do you
either
wanna do?
Fox News or TikTok.
Yeah.
What do you pick?
He's not gonna run a marathon. He's 75. Let him scroll his phone, do drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to an extent, I kind of agree. I wish my parents did drugs. That'd be much more exciting for them.
Yeah.
Would you ever do drugs with your parents if you guys got to that level?
Whoa.
I mean, that would require to get to that level requires a lot of different life decisions and a lot of bonding.
Okay,
that-
let's say
yeah.
that like you're in a plane crash and only you and your parents survived on the island, and you found a big briefcase full of a bunch of weed from a smuggler. Do you smoke up with your parents?
I'd smoke up with my dad because
Not
my dad,
mom. Mom's not allowed.
my mom is.
She's got to smoke down the
yeah,
beach.
no, she has to watch. But my dad said that he used to smoke weed when he was in the Philippines, but they would smoke the leaves.
Yeah.
They didn't smoke the buds, so the strength of the weed was a whole
Right.
other level.
You saying plane crash made me remember something that I just learned today. Can I bring this up for a little bit before we go to the next one?
We don't need to go to the next one. There's no.
So,
structure.
there was a plane, not a crash, but not like a full-on crash that happened a couple of days ago
Yeah.
in Toronto.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the flip.
Yeah.
Plane that flipped over.
They were landing, and I guess there was too much snow. There was a lot of stuff that went wrong, and
Mhm.
the plane flipped. But luckily, nobody died. A couple of people had injuries. They went to the hospital, but everybody survived. But it's got to be terrifying to
Sure.
be on the tarmac and you upside down. People had to come and unbuckle them. So it was a Delta flight. So Delta has decided today that everybody that was in the flight gets $30,000, and they will pay for the hospital bills for everyone who went to the hospital.
Okay.
And I was discussing with my girl and some other people that if that's a reasonable number.
30K.
$30K for being scared, for being really scared. And then your medical bills, if you got injured, were paid.
Reasonable? Well,
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, it depends. I mean, would
the
you?
question. So, what's the lowest number you would take? That you'd still be happy with?
I mean, the thing about it is now you got to take into account the fact that Delta makes $15 billion a year.
Sure. Okay. Now, yeah.
Yeah, I get when you look at all that, because I would be happy with my 30,000.
Right. If
I
you
would
weren't
be.
thinking about anything else, it's like, okay, I just got
I
scared.
think
I
30
probably spent $150 on this flight.
Yeah.
I could have died. I didn't, and now I have $30K.
I honestly think 30 is higher than the number that I would take to and
Really?
be happy.
Yeah, I'd
do
be
you
happy
not?
with
Do you
20.
not think it's high enough?
It seems like it could be higher.
Of course, it could be higher, but you're dealing with a corporation.
Yeah.
There's some asshole that is like you. That's telling
And
that the person behind the mic, hey, lowball them.
right. And there's probably still the possibility that some people, because they'll give you the money regardless of anything, and then people still have the possibility to sue Delta because of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you could get 30 and then still make millions of dollars. And we're wondering if Delta was trying to do this to prevent people from suing. And I don't know if that number is high enough to keep people from suing if people really want.
I mean,
to
if
go
anything,
after.
that gives you enough money to go get a lawyer.
Right, it just gives you
they
the
all buy
ground.
nice lawyers.
A friend said 500,000 should have been what they give each person.
500,000.
That's
There's no
too
way that's
much.
happening.
Yeah.
That's what times.
Times
what?
76 people that were on the flight.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but for Delta, it's nothing.
Let's see
I'd
here.
say
500,000.
I honestly, my
76.
thought was I would take 15.
15K.
Yeah.
I was gonna
'Cause-
say 20.
But you might be so traumatized you don't want to fly for the next year or so.
I mean, but people will get that trauma without being on that flight.
Whoa, 38 million.
38 million is shoe change for Delta. They
Yeah.
make so much money.
38
It wouldn't
million
mean much.
bucks. I would,
Yeah.
you know what? I'd be happy with a
With
30.
30, you'd be
Mhm.
happy with it.
I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want to cause a stink.
I think it could have been a clean 50. I think 30 seems low balling.
I bet they're lowballing at 30, and I bet if like everybody is like, "Do we take 30?" and everybody's like, "We can hold out for 50." I bet.
Yeah, I think they should have started at 50. That
Yeah.
seems-
One old guy can really push this. It's got to be an old guy that'd be like, "I
Thir-
was shaken up and hurt real
Okay,
bad."
here's the question: 30 untaxed,
I'm not sure.
because
Probably.
that changes.
Probably you got to pay tax on it.
Because if you have to pay tax on that, and then
Yeah.
that goes down to 21 pretty quick, that's not enough.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not. That's a huge difference, and also that really changes because you're like, oh, the number was 30 just a second ago, until I
Right.
did this mental math.
yeah, yeah. So you would say you would want 15K. You'd be like,
I
you'd
think
be happy with
15, like 30 sounded like a lot actually initially,
Yeah.
but then you talk about how much Delta makes.
Yeah, they make so much money. I mean, but also just the sheer like I imagine if I'm in a flight waiting to take off and then I see this happen, I'm probably not flying.
Yeah,
Because everyone in that airport that day was probably fucking terrified.
but everyone in the plane are the only ones that are getting
Right.
making the
I
money.
feel like everyone in the airport that day should get money.
I'd still fly.
I mean,
We have to fly.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to fly next week, so it's still crazy, but
I like not being in control of my life.
really.
Oh yeah, I find it liberating.
Do you guys? Because we do have to fly a lot,
Yeah.
and there have been a lot of
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
aviation issues.
I had to fly immediately after the DC one that crashed, and
Uh-huh.
it was pretty scary.
Really?
Yeah, any little bump where you're like, all right, this could be it.
Yeah.
It's like there's not much you can do, but you're more alert to it, you know? Like,
Do you feel any different?
Not really. I've always thought if a plane crashes and I'm going down, it's kind of like,
know
oh,
what-
A fun
not
way
my
to die?
fault.
are you one of those people you've been ready to die for a long time?
Yeah, just like if a plane's going, you're just like, there's nothing you can do.
You know what I was thinking though?
So I've always been spending, well, not
The-
my fault. I
the
didn't do
other
anything
day
wrong.
I was watching. We've been watching the show called The Pit on HBO, and it's about these ER doctors.
Yeah.
Follows a day of an emergency room in Pittsburgh, and I don't know if I was high or whatever, but I was like, this sucks that everyone dies in a hospital in this like frantic way around
Yeah.
strangers.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, dying in a car crash or in a plane crash isn't so bad.
Compared to a hospital? Yeah.
Because at least like there's no like it's instant. There's no
Right.
there's no like, oh, let's put a tube down his throat and try to keep him alive, and then you end up dying anyways.
What if you want the tube down your throat?
Oh yeah. More tube, please.
More tube. I can take more tube. Well, the car crash isn't like, that's not instantaneous. Like, it can be, but you can also live and still die in the car crash. Plane, you're
Yeah.
just gone.
You
Sure,
most likely
yeah.
will. This is it.
You know, and you're not driving, you're not flying.
We did have when we went to Italy, so we flew out of London, and like our flight was canceled because of weather.
Yeah.
And we fly out. We get to Italy, and I've never had this happen. We come down, and then right before we hit the ground, the flight goes up again.
Huh.
And I'm like, what the fuck is I was freaking out.
That is scary.
It was the only time I've ever been scared on a flight.
Yeah.
And I guess what happened was they had us going to the wrong terminal, and then we had to go up, circle, and then get to the other terminal, whatever.
I've had like, you get to your airport, you're not down yet, and they were like, oh, we don't have a terminal cleared yet, so we're just circling for like 30 minutes in the air. That's annoying, but it's like, I get that. But going down and then having to go back up again, that's pretty weird.
I've never had that before.
Just a little touch, like here's a little fake out. That's
Just
maybe it's a European thing. Europeans love doing that.
They love joking around like that.
Yeah, they love messing around. Not us. We circle.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the life you chose to live. You accept that it's a possibility, but
yeah, like we gotta fly. There's no way around it. So it's like, if I go in a fiery plane crash, nothing I can do.
Yeah.
But here's the other interesting thing, right? The way the human mind works. Because I did this research today because somebody said it, and I was like, maybe it's true. So the number of plane fatalities at this point last year was way higher than what we have this year.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But
it just feels more now because it's all over the news and there's a new administration and we all getting scared about it.
Well, I think so. The number of plane fatalities. So apparently, there's always tons of plane crashes from little things.
Yes.
Little baby planes.
Yes.
Right. But now we're talking about like serious airline planes.
Right.
The one in the Potomac was a real
that was
plane
and helicopter.
The one in Toronto,
Yeah.
that's a real plane.
Right.
So like that becomes a different issue. Like I'm
Yes.
never on a tiny plane.
I've been on tiny planes before. They feel scarier, but somehow this guy who's a mechanical engineer, he told me smaller planes are actually much safer than bigger planes.
Really?
Which is very weird.
I've been told off of the one Reddit thread I read, they said it's the opposite because there aren't as many engines.
Oh. I've been on a tiny flight out of Turks and Caicos that was terrifying.
Oh.
Tiny little plane.
Like 20 people? Something like
maybe less, like 15.
Yeah.
One of those.
Those
and
are
just like,
scary. Because it feels like a strong gust of wind and you're out of the sky.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
You can like hear too much of the plane.
Yeah,
Like,
it feels like the plane is struggling to make it happen. It's like a guy in the gym trying to lift too much weight, and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I like seeing.
You need a spotter. I need someone to spot me on this plane.
It does. So like this has. I have been thinking about this because I've got road dates for the first time in a while.
Oh, you,
congrats.
Road Warrior.
Mel
Gibson.
And now I'm like, but am I making enough money?
Yeah.
No.
To die in a plane.
You never are.
Just dying in a plane crash.
Yeah, honestly, what you want to happen is you miss the road date, have your plane flipped, and you get $30,000.
Yeah.
That's that's the game now.
No, what happens is
Book dates to get into a crash.
I get to Chicago. I'm gonna be in Chicago March 21st and 22nd, by the way.
Oh my god!
But I get to Chicago. I do the dates. As I'm leaving Chicago, the plane flips over.
There you go.
That way, I've got a 30,000 and some good clips.
And your
put out
$400.
Yeah.
What a deal! 30,400.
Do you want to plug anything?
I don't know when does this come out?
In the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Either
I'm gonna
Monday
be in
or-
Charleston, February 28th, March 1st, so it probably won't be out by then. But then I got Richmond coming up March 27th, and I got DC March 30th.
And you don't know when the special's coming out, do you?
No, still working on the deets and finding out the best avenue for it. So I guess we'll
you
keep
trying to
working
figure
on
out
that.
what distributor or whatever?
Yeah, where it goes, what's happened to it. So cannot give a date yet.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, March 21st and 22nd, I'll be in Chicago doing Don't Tell
Oh,
Nice.
but you're telling everyone.
I did tell. I'm only telling our listeners, which is pretty much not telling anyone.
Oh no, Ellen Thick Dick might be there.
That's your one listener.
Yeah, Ellen Thick
Why is
Dick.
she